90s are often regarded as a golden era for children's television. Kids around the world eagerly awaited the weekend to indulge in their favourite Saturday morning TV routines. With so many networks vying for the next big hit, a number of iconic shows emerged, becoming cultural touchstones and defining an entire generation. Classics such as the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the Rugrats, Pokemon, SpongeBob SquarePants, the Powerpuff Girls, and Sabrina the Teenage Witch captured the hearts of millions. However, not everything from that time achieved lasting success. From animated spin-offs to blockbuster movies to one-of-a-kind but short-lived original concept, these forgotten gems, while once shaping our childhoods, have since been overshadowed and faded into obscurity. Welcome to Popcorn Programming, and here are the 10 most underrated kid shows of the 1990s. Pop pop! In number 10 we have Pepper Ann. At the time of its release, Pepper Ann was considered groundbreaking. It was the first Disney animated television series created by a woman. The show followed the life of its bespectacled titular character as she navigated the ups and downs of early adolescence at Hazelnut High School. Although Pepper Ann was never officially cancelled, after 5 seasons, the writers felt that they had brought the character's journey to a natural close, having told all the stories they wanted to about her coming-of-age experience. Reruns continued to air until 2008, before the show quietly faded into obscurity, until its entire 65-episode run was reintroduced on the Disney Plus streaming platform, so you can check this one out for yourself. In number 9 we have Flash Forward. Flash Forward follows the life of 2 lifelong teenage friends and neighbours as they navigate the ups and downs of the 8th grade. Seen as a life-changing experience by the 2 friends, they deal with making new friends, new experiences, and new expectations that they must come to terms with. Considered one of the first Disney Channel original series, Flash Forward had quietly retired after just 26 episodes. The show's relatively short lifespan was not unusual for Disney during this time, as they were still testing the waters with its original programming. While Flash Forward was praised for its relatable characters and its humour, it ultimately struggled to capture a large enough audience, which led to Disney discontinuing its production. In number 8 we have Miami 7. In the late 90s, pop group S Club 7, now just known as S Club, achieved significant success in the United Kingdom, part of Europe and the United States. With 11 top 10 singles in the UK, their success was enough to greenlight a children's TV show. Miami 7 followed the group as they moved to, you guessed it, Miami, in hopes of making it big in the States. Airing on the CBBC in the UK and Fox Kids Network in the US, Miami 7 was a moderate success amongst younger audiences who enjoyed its blend of comedy, music and drama. Following the success, the series was followed by several spin-offs, including LA 7 and Hollywood 7, until the group were disbanded in 2003. In number 7, we have James Bond Jr. When thinking about James Bond's 90s era, most will remember the big screen outings of Pierce Brosnan in critically acclaimed movies like GoldenEye and Tomorrow Never Dies. Few will ever think of the short-lived animated TV series based on Bond's son, and for a good reason. Despite initial interest due to its strong IP connection, the show struggled to maintain its viewership and received mixed reactions. Some praised it for bringing something fresh to the franchise and broadening its appeal to a younger audience, while others found it uninspired and unoriginal. Ultimately, the TV show was cancelled after just 1 season and has been overshadowed by virtually everything else in the franchise. In number 6 we have Mummies Alive. Mummies Alive was an action-packed adventure series that revolved around a young boy named Presley, who is the reincarnation of an ancient Egyptian prince now living in modern-day America. He is protected by a group of ancient mummies resurrected to safeguard him from the evil sorcerer Scarab. Despite generally positive reviews and a dedicated fanbase during its short run, the show struggled to maintain strong enough viewership to stay on air. It faced tough competition from a plethora of popular alternatives at the time, including Pokemon, Batman the Animated Series, and the Animaniacs. In number 5 we have Biker Mice from Mars. Based on the outrageous premise of 3 anthropomorphic motorbike-riding mice fighting against villainous forces on Mars, Biker Mice from Mars, a unique blend of sci-fi action, rebellious attitude, and raucous humour, gathered a strong enough and dedicated fanbase between 1993 and 1996. The lifespan of a children's TV show isn't always long, often due to children growing up quite quickly, leaving the show less appealing to the next generation. In the case of Biker Mice from Mars, new shows such as Power Rangers began to dominate, causing its viewership to dwindle, which ultimately led to its cancellation in 1996. Despite having a small cult following that remembers the show fondly for its fun, punk rock attitude, it seemed to fade into obscurity. However, there have been rumblings of a reported revival, so watch this space. In number 4, we have Round the Twist. Round the Twist was a quirky and beloved Australian children's series that was just as funny and bizarre as it was spooky and tense. Based on the books by Paul Jennings and airing from 1990 to 2001, it followed the outrageous adventures of the Twist family, who lived together in a coastal lighthouse. While it certainly bore similarities to shows like Are You Afraid of the Dark and Goosebumps, Round the Twist set itself apart with its quirky, offbeat charm and surreal humour. It has been reported that due to an independent production, it relied on various sources of funding, including the Australian Children's Television Foundation, which wasn't always easy to secure. After a successful run of over a decade, the show's writers felt that it had run its natural course and brought it to an end. In number 3, we have Ghostwriter. First airing in 1992, Ghostwriter revolves around a group of Brooklyn-based kids who band together to form their own mystery-solving detective agency. The team has an unusual advantage though, as they're aided by a ghost who can communicate with them via an old typewriter. The original series, which ran on PBS between 1992 and 1995, was a critical hit and was praised for its original premise, realistic setting and ethnically diverse cast. The brand expanded into magazines, computer software and even teachers' guides. The show was broadcast in 24 countries worldwide, but despite its popularity, it was abruptly cancelled when the BBC pulled out of funding. CBS aired a reboot, The New Ghostwriter Mysteries, but that show was also cancelled after just one season due to low ratings. In the summer of 2006, the show was brought back yet again, this time as a radio show on BBC School Radio. Since then, there's been little heard about the series as it slowly faded into obscurity. Seemingly out of nowhere, however, the show was revived and brought back to Apple TV with a new cast and new stories. It was a hit with the critics, scoring 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, before once again vanishing like a ghost from our television screens. In number 2, we have Big Bad Beetleborgs. Absurd in the most enjoyable of ways, Big Bad Beetleborgs brought a big, campy dose of silly fun to children's entertainment. This live-action show followed the lives of 3 children who encounter a ghost in a haunted house, who grants them their wish of being transformed into their favourite comic book heroes, the Big Bad Beetleborgs. The catch? The comic's supervillains have also been brought to life and are out to cause chaos. Using their newfound powers, the kids must protect the town. Like many other kids shows in the 90s, Big Bad Beetleborgs relied heavily on merchandise revenue to sustain production costs. However, competing with the likes of the Power Rangers, it struggled in toy sales, and Saban Entertainment ultimately made the decision to pull the plug on the show. Despite its quirky charm, it struggled with its identity, as it tried to blend slapstick comedy with action and spooky themes. Ultimately, the show faded into relative obscurity, remembered, if at all, mostly as a fun childhood moment rather than a franchise with an enduring relevance. And at number 1, we have Erie, Indiana. Erie, Indiana aired on NBC from 1991 to 1993, lasting a total of just 19 episodes. Despite its short run, the show received critical acclaim and has since developed a bit of a cult following. Blending supernatural suspense and mystery with a touch of surreal and undercurrent of dark humour, it's no surprise that Joe Dante, the famed director of the Gremlins movies, served as the show's creative consultant. After renewed interest in the series during the late 90s, Fox Kids actually produced the spin-off Erie, Indiana, The Other Dimension in 1998. Unfortunately, this was also cancelled after just one season. While the original show is still held in high regard and fondly remembered by those who grew up on it, for the most part, it has faded from public consciousness. And there you have it, there's our list, so what do you think? What's your favourite show of the 1990s? Let us know in the comment section down below. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button if you are new around here. That's all for now, so thank you for watching, and we'll see you later. Pop pop!